What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the PS5 career mode. This is episode number 58. I'll start today's stuff with a brief look at the league table. As you can see, we are now dropping to second, but do have a game in hand on Manchester City as they take a 2-point lead. We're also 5 clear of Liverpool in third, who are now 7 points off Guardiola's side. So it does seem as though Liverpool now have moved to third favourites to win the Premier League title, but really it's still anyone's guess as to whether it'll be me, Guardiola or Klopp that picks up the winner's medal come the end of the season. So for our first game of today's episode, welcoming Ralph Hasenhüttl Southampton here to the Kyle Prince Foundation Stadium on the back of the win against Stade Rennais in the Europa League round of 16 second leg. Taking on the Saints, heading into the game, needing to win to return to top spot. Only a win would do, and to start the game off as well, Jonathan David bagging a goal. I wouldn't say he's been underwhelming this season, but of course not quite the level of Eddie Nketiah last year. But one player that's not been underwhelming this year, Charles Ball takes 2 Saints out there with a fake Rabona, back heels to Jonathan David. The season he's having, well, I've said it so many times, it's the year of the Bull, but unfortunately it happens every single season. 5 minutes after the restart, leading by a goal, feeling pretty comfortable, the Bull gets charged into, ironically, and hits the deck, thankfully gets back up and does soldier on, but unfortunately would not run off the injury and would still be hobbling for most of the game. And just a few minutes later, after the Bull gets the knock and goes down, Xerxes is released through one-on-one, breaks through the back line, gets away from Big Josh and drills it past Freddie to fire in the leveller for the Saints. So tied at 1-1, the Saints back on level terms, and in the second half of just pure frustration, another injury. 67 minutes in, Andy Rinomhota, the captain, goes up for a header after ball floats in a corner, hits the deck, and like Charles, does get back to his feet, but doesn't run off the injury fully. And in a second half of pure frustration and anger, still tied at 1-1, looking as though we're going to drop points and slip up in our game in hand, failed to get the win to return to top of the table, where you can take him down but you can't kill him. It's the year of the Bull, out of a minute to go, his first game winner of the season, and what a big one as well. Charles popping up with the game winner in the dying seconds of normal time. The whole substitutes and myself as well running to celebrate with him in the corner, running across the touchline as well. What a fantastic direct run from the Bull there, getting in behind the back line and just bending it in to the far corner, placing it home into the bottom corner, and we win the game by 2-1. An assist and a game-winning goal from Charles Bull. You can take him down, but you can't stop this man. Once he sees that flash of red, it's like he sees the tape on his hand. He's like, he gets angry. Do you know what I mean? When he sees that red there, you love to see it. Charles Bull with the game winner in the dying second, sending us back to top of the table. Real question is though, how bad was the injury? Well, as you can see, thankfully it was just a 5-day injury for both Charles and Andy Rinomhota as well. And it was real deja vu as well, because you would have seen it last season. They both got injured on the same game against Chelsea, I think it was, and they both went down with 2-month injuries, the exact same injuries, exactly the same there. They both got minor bruises. They'll be out for 5 days and they'll be totally fine for the very next game, and thank goodness for that, because, you know, Andy Rinomhota, you can't understate how important he is to the team. As you take a look at the league table here as we enter April, the penultimate month of the season in the Premier League, 1 point clear of Man City now and 6 clear of Liverpool in third place. He's such an important player and such a big leader for us, big presence, Andy Rinomhota. But of course the Bull this season, as we know, having a record, historic season. If we were to miss him for the rest of the season, I'd say this right now, we're not winning a treble, we're not winning a double, and we probably wouldn't win a single thing. We need Charles to be competitive and win silverware this season. We've also had a draw for the Europa League quarter-final. As you can see, we're at the German side, Hertha Berlin. I do apologise, but there was no news article for that as well, so normally I show you the little animation of QPR getting taken out of the Bulls, but unfortunately there was no animation, so because of that I just had to show you the actual tie. I actually had it spoiled for me, and I looked at the fixtures of April there, and as you can see, we've got Hertha Berlin over 2 legs in what is a massive month of April. Everton away, Arsenal, a potential title decider against Manchester City, both legs of that Europa League quarter-final. You'll see them both today, and the FA Cup semi-final against Crystal Palace as well. At the start of the season we made a point about improving our squad in depth. Well, if there was ever a month to prove we've got a thicker and better squad, it's this month right here as we try and keep our treble dreams alive. So yeah, massive month of April to come as we try and keep our treble hopes alive, and also a scouting update and an academy update in today's episode as well. You might notice the man with the helmet in this Moldova youth scouting as well. I think there's only ever been one player I've had in my team I've picked up from the academy that's had a helmet before, and oh my word, I'll tell you what, if you can remember this name, then you are a certified Docs OG and a proper legend, man. Lazzarini, an Italian fullback I had in my West Brom, PSG and Arsenal career. I think it was a left back. He had a helmet, a young Italian, and yeah, that Moldovan sadly isn't going to make the cut. The helmet doesn't save him, unfortunately. He's not getting picked up. There was a goalkeeper we picked up though, Big Michael. He looks really, really good to be fair, and we've got two decent goalkeepers getting found from our English scout this time around. So for the first of the many fixtures coming in April, staying in the Premier League but going away from home to take on Everton at Goodison Park here, and heading into the game looking to keep ourselves top and try and pull away from Man City and Liverpool 18 minutes into the match. Well, he got injured in the last game, but that wasn't going to keep him out of this one. It is indeed Raging Bull as he does the little boxing animation there by the camera, and hopefully someone gets that reference there. Raging Bull, fantastic film by the way, definitely worth watching, and Raging Bull makes it 1-0 as QPR take lead. Lovely passing move for the goal as well, and 25 minutes in, this is not the first time we've seen this little move as well. Jonathan David playing a 1-2 with Bull as the ball goes in behind and finds a bit of space for the open goal there. So 2-0 QPR, a double for Charles already, and chasing his first hat-trick of his professional career. Oh, you love to see this. Match ball on the line, a chance to get his first senior professional hat-trick. What does he do? Offloads to his teammate for a simpler finish for the cutback. That's Charles Bull in a nutshell right there. He's not about personal glory. He just wants to see the team win. So 3-0 QPR as David gets a goal, but it wasn't all smiles at Goodison Park here. We were leading by 3. Heading into the break, points in the bag, no doubt about that, but 7 minutes after the restart, brought him off the bench. He's been okay since coming in on transfer deadline day, re-signing from Hertha Berlin, but Bright Say Samuel gets taken down there going up for an aerial duel, and sadly that one looked a lot more serious than the injuries we saw for Bull and Rinamotta in the last game. So whilst Bull claims the champagne, we pick up the 3 points. It wasn't all smiles. Come the end of the game, as you can see, Bright Say Samuel's injury is a lot more serious than Charles and Andy's. He's broken his elbow and he's going to be out for 2 months. So that is the season done for Bright Osei Samuel since coming in 7 games, just a 1 goal. But to be fair, most of his appearances have come from the bench. So Bright Osei Samuel, I really like him as an impact sub, but unfortunately he won't get his homecoming and feature in the Europa League quarter-final tie, because I was planning to start him in the first leg of Olympia Stadion here as he'd return home. Sadly, Bright's season is officially done. And so for the first leg of the Europa League quarter-final tie here against Hertha Berlin, one of my former career mode teams, by the way, a fantastic team to do a FIFA career mode with in this year's FIFA. All 3 of their kits, their away kit in particular is really nice, but they're all unsponsored if you like the classic old school non-sponsored kit. One of my favourite stadiums, if not my favourite stadium in the game, in the Olympia Stadion. The Bundesliga, a chance to battle with Dortmund, a great young team, and also of course the strongest side in Germany, Bayern Munich as well. I definitely would recommend Hertha Berlin for a FIFA career mode this year. They're a fantastic side to do a FIFA CM with. So taking them on here away from home, heading into the game, again did make some changes, but once again still a really, really strong lineup, because they're in 4th place in the Bundesliga right now, having a really solid season. It was a really tight, tense and nervy game, as you'd expect in the first leg. We were leading the first half for a Brecci Zay with 6 minutes to go, whilst we kept Marin Boadu quiet. Cameron Wilkinson is the Boadu stopper. With minutes to go, Bobby Firmino, the now veteran Brazilian striker who's returned back to the Bundesliga from Hoffenheim to Liverpool, now to Hertha Berlin. 6 minutes on the clock, rescues the game for Hertha Berlin and managed to snatch a draw right at the very end of the match. And we look at the stats here as well, 2 shots in the game, 1 apiece, and they both found the back of the net in what was a really tense and nervy first leg. So the tie hangs in the balance heading back to West London, all square, heading back home for the second leg. But before that, we will take on Arsenal on the weekend, right now sat in 5th place as their commentators on here at the Kyle Prince Foundation Stadium, behind Newcastle United, the Magpies, in 4th right now, desperate to cling on to a Champions League place. So heading back home to take on Arsenal. Liverpool have now gone top of the table. I mean, who is your money on to win this championship, man? Absolutely incredible how tight it is right now. But we do have the 2 games in hand actually on Klopp's side, so a chance to return to top of the table and still have a game to spare here against the Gunners. But 7 minutes in, worst worst possible start. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the former Toffee, gives the Gunners the lead and makes it 1-0 after a first shot was well saved, but the rebound turned in. But right before the break, oh my goodness gracious me, just stop it, Charles, because this should be illegal. Bull with an absolutely incredible goal and one of his best, if not his best, of his career so far. So many of his assists this year have been absolutely fancy, but a couple of his goals have been amazing as well, including this one. Fake Rabona, rainbow flick. I think it was a first time volley. Did it hit the deck? I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, possibly a toe poke volley there from Bull, but right in to the top corner. He is absolutely unstoppable, and again right now he is just in the form of his life. The whole season he's been unbelievable. 1-1 the final score, and I must say as well, once again, just like in the game against Hertha Berlin at the Olympia Stadion, I really struggled to create chances. Only the one shot recorded by me in the entire game there. Back-to-back draws, back-to-back score draws, 1-1, and heading into our fifth and final game of today's episode here against Hertha Berlin in the second leg at the Kai Prince Foundation Stadium. Due to the away goal ruling, Hertha Berlin had to score, and I wasn't feeling very confident into the game because I made loads of changes for the match as well, as we had Man City and a potential title decider on the weekend. And Hertha Berlin needed to score at least one time on the night. They started off looking the better team, as you'd expect, knowing what was at stake. And as Firmino fed Myron Bawadu, he offloaded to the camera. A very unfortunate bounce there as his pass deflects off Fikayo Tomori and ricochets right back to number 8, who drills it in. And Hertha Berlin find their goal to get in front, and as things stand, lead on aggregate. So 1-0 Hertha Berlin. They found their away goal, and right before the break, well, we kept him quiet in all the years he spent at the Hawthorns, but now he's gone to Germany, but he returns to England and punishes me for not signing him. Myron Bawadu, who we passed up on signing in the summer, opted for David, makes it 2-0 Hertha Berlin, and the Kai Prince Foundation Stadium falls deathly silent. I couldn't believe it. On the brink of going out, there was some minor boos at half time as the referee blew his whistle and we trenched off to the dressing room. 2-0 down, and because of the away goal ruling as well, they hadn't just cancelled out our away goal, they got one extra. So in the second half we needed 3 goals, otherwise we were going out. So I thought, sod this, might as well go for the jugular, right, and lose this game 4 or 5-0 by chasing the goals we need to make it through. So I switched to a 4-1-2-1-2 wide heading into the second half, went as adventurous as I could, looking for the goals we required, but brought Jonathan David off the bench, so I thought, what's the point in having £125 million worth of talent sat on the bench when we need 3 goals? And just 4 minutes after the restart, he links up with Charlie Kelman to find a goal to half the deficit on the night and get us back in the tie. So 2-1, but we still needed another 2. 20 minutes to go, Grady Diangana finds Kelman, quick little turn to get away from his man, shot blocked, ricochets up in the air, and what's that old saying? Luck will balance itself out. A very unlucky goal in the first half after the ricochet off Tomori, but for this one, Petroza and De Vrij getting each other's way, and Andy Rinomota capitalises, picks up the loose ball, says, I'll take that, mate, and drills it in to the back of the net. So a lucky goal this time falling in our favour as Andy, big Andy, fires us in the leveller. But due to the away goal ruling, whilst we are tied on the night and over 2 legs, we were still going out unless we could find a third goal to win us this game. And with minutes to go, Jonathan David to guess who, the ball, raging as he does, getting into the box and drilling it in to the top corner with 11 minutes to go to complete the best turnaround of the series. QPR 3, Hertha Berlin 2, and from nothing, from nowhere, 2-0 down at the break, surely going out, we score 3 second half goals in, without question, the game and the win of this series. Unbelievable match, and my best comeback in this year's FIFA by quite some distance. 3-2 the final score, and of course the game winner, the hero, Charles Bull, with 11 minutes to go, spares our blushes and puts us in to the Europa League semi-final. But really, he wasn't a man of the match. Jonathan David came off the bench and changed the game in the second half, and it made me think, maybe, just maybe, I made the right call to leave Bawadu in Germany instead. David the game changer, Bull the game winner, QPR the victorious, and we are into the Europa League semi-final. We will see the draw for the final 4 in the very next episode. What a thriller. Unbelievable. But that won't this episode of the PS5 Career Mode, guys. A big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed this incredibly dramatic episode. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. Not many episodes left, and the next one features that potential title decider versus Man City and the FA Cup semi-final versus Crystal Palace and the Europa League semi-final draw as well. So don't miss it. Hope you had a great weekend, guys. Much love to you all, and I will see you for the next episode of the PS5 Career Mode. Absolutely unmissable. very soon.